Hello and welcome back. Death Note continues. We are checking out episode number 9, which is called Encounter. Loving the series so far. I've gave some initial thoughts into some of Light's traits in between the last 2 episodes that I put up. I'm conscious as well that this isn't just about Light, this is also about Elle. So at some point, maybe the next couple of episodes after these, we'll have a stop and a think about that. But let's carry on with this. Let's see how this cat and mouse game is going to progress.
I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left. I'll take a potato chip.
Can you imagine if it did? I couldn't even write anything with my left hand. I certainly couldn't write people's names. It'd just be this incomprehensible scrawl.
Are you sure about this? Ryuk?
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's following you, okay?
Is he carrying his head?
Just flew out and checked a 100-meter radius around you, and there was no one there. So yeah, for the last time, I'm sure, okay?
All right.
Oh, he just flew up and checked the 100-meter radius around him. So I wonder how far. Can he go wherever he wants? I think I might have asked this before in my last reaction. So could he stay at home if he wanted to? Does he have to stay a certain distance to the Death Note? I don't think he does. I wonder if Ryuk... I know he's F Entertainment and he's like not on either side. But I wonder if he could be utilised more effectively. But I guess he can't be because that's not him, is it? That's not how he wants to be in this relationship. He wants his apples.
They're bluffing. You said so yourself. If it were really happening, they wouldn't announce their arrival. Instead, they'd come and investigate secretly.
Well then, I'll buy you some apples.
Nice.
Funny, isn't it? When someone's bluffing and you know they're bluffing, there's still that little seed of doubt, isn't there?
He's come again.
Light, come on, hurry up. You have me looking all over for cameras, telling me that I can't even eat apples in the house anymore. It's not right. You know, I might actually write your name in my death note and kill you, just like that. I wouldn't laugh if I were you.
I don't think there's any way he could have arranged their deaths without having seen the broadcast first, huh? Your
Or was
son
he
has come
spotted?
home.
Oh.
I have a good grasp of where all the cameras are placed, but I only managed to kill a purse snatcher and an embezzler using that trick with the potato chips.
Only manage to take out 2 people. Oh, waste of time, eh?
I made sure to kill criminals whose names and faces were broadcast when I didn't have access to TV or the internet. Criminals whose names and faces are broadcast as I watch TV, I won't draw unnecessary attention to myself. All I really have to do is remember the identities of the criminals I either see on TV or while I'm online, regardless of the severity of their crimes. The death note I keep in my wallet to kill them at random times. Just like that. It's the perfect way to deal with these hidden...
I want to write it just like that. I'll just take lives just like that. And I guess he has to keep going now, doesn't he? Because if he stops... Oh, hold on. Let me think about this. I was going to say, if he stops, then Elle will know that he's Kira because he's under surveillance and the deaths have stopped. But obviously, Elle doesn't know that Light knows that the surveillance camera's there and Elle is watching him. So let's just play this out. If the deaths were to stop now, would that suggest it's Light doing it? I'm guessing that I'm getting myself all confused here. I'm guessing that would Elle know that Light knows that Ed is watching him? I'm trying to see this from all different people's perspectives and who knows what. Because if Light did just stop killing now, Elle would say, oh, this is weird, I'm watching Light, and now all this stuff stopped happening. But Elle doesn't know that Light knows that Elle's watching him. So would that matter? I can't get my head around this right now. Is he doing this now in order to not show that it's suspicious that it's stopped? It's probably a mix of that and a mix of just wanting to do it, wanting to see through his mission, wanting to get rid of evil, wanting to make society a better place. That desire to keep doing that, even in the face of this threat of being caught.
And I've come to a conclusion. Our surveillance of the Kitamura and Yagami households has revealed... nothing.
We'll have to pursue other leads, but we'll get them.
So what would it mean? Okay, so I'm still trying to get my head around this. It's really... I'm trying to watch this and think about what I was talking about. If Light did stop, until he noticed that the cameras had been removed. And then he carried on. Then I'm guessing at that point, Elle would go, ah, they stopped whilst the cameras were there, and now it's carried on when the cameras aren't there, and he'll just match the timescales up and go, clearly that is massively suspicious.
We were unable to reveal anything suspicious based on our surveillance. Could mean he was able to continue killing without doing anything outwardly suspicious.
Well,
That rubbing of the feet,
I'm sure he wouldn't
that's
make
some
it
kind
up.
of
No, in fact,
self-stimulation,
it could mean he was able to
stimming,
continue
sometimes known
killing
as.
without doing.
That kind of repetitive movements, the feel of the skin texture maybe.
Kira never stopped killing people, even while the surveillance cameras were in.
Oh, is he going to talk about what I was just saying?
You'd think that any human being would have shown at least some emotion, some sign that they were knowingly committing an act of murder. But if he is one of these people we've been watching, if he is, we have to assume that his psyche has reached godlike proportions, punishing evildoers without the slightest change of expression. That God would need a person's face and name to kill them? No. These aren't acts of God. It's someone very childish and immature who wants to pretend they're God. That's what's going on here. Ideally, I would get to know him well enough that he'd admit to me that he was Kira and show me how he kills. Would that even be possible?
What an interesting conversation that was, but effectively he's come round to the fact that Kira is real, he's really killing people, he's not going to slip up. And it sounded like at the end there, he said, it would be, here, just in the subtitle, it would be best to get him to tell me himself that he's Kira. So he's, yeah, what should I do? And it's interesting, isn't it, that he's 5% sure, I think he said. Which means he's 95% unsure. And there's 95% chance it's someone else. Yet he's so heavily invested in Light, isn't he? Is that because there's no other leads? Is there something else here? There's some kind of obsession with Light? Or does he think he is actually more than 5% sure? I mean, I don't know how he comes up with these calculations or the percentages. But he's not, I guess he put in the wiretaps and the surveillance because all the evidence was pointing toward the two houses based on the timeline of Ray Pembar and the other FBI agents' deaths.
Hey, Light, I just checked and all the cameras have been removed. All of them, every single one.
Maybe he doesn't, maybe he thinks
Hey,
there's one left,
Light!
or still wiretaps.
Oh, good point.
If he's still working with the Japanese police, chances are my father is working with him. If that's the case, I'll have to use my father to find out Elle's true identity, and I'll eliminate him. Kira will be one step closer to becoming the god of the new world.
Oh, do your best.
I know you don't need it, but good luck!
I really don't see why you two are making such a big deal out of this. Well, it's nice to know that one cause of stress was resolved before my exam, and once I get into university, I'll have a lot more room to act as Kira. It's fine. I plan to get here 3 minutes before the test.
very
I hate waiting.
specific.
I'm here too early.
Well, well, confident.
You there, student number 162. Sit properly in your chair.
He knows, doesn't he? I'm sure he knows. Somehow he's attuned to who that is.
Turns out the Ryuk is being kept by a human.
What's he thinking? Is it a male or a female? Who knows? In that case, I think I'd better go take a closer look.
Oh gosh, there's another one going down. University entrance
You're a
ceremony.
college student now.
Ah, there we go.
Freshman representative, Light Yagami.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, that's
And
me.
freshman
Hideki Ryuga, the pop idol?
That guy? There's no way he's got the brains to get into a school like Toho.
He got into trouble for sitting oddly in his desk. It seemed like he was off in his own world.
I guess both of them must have had the high score this year.
I heard they both had perfect scores for all subjects.
Seriously? It's hard to believe there are actually people like that.
I love the way they frame this. So you got them both together. They both look like polar opposites to each other. The people in the background are saying, I heard they both got perfect scores in all the tests, so intellectually they're both very similar. Yeah, look how different they look.
Right.
It's really interesting.
You're so weird, Kyoko.
And look at that. So
I think I like the little one on the right.
I like the guy on the right.
What?
Hello, friend. So surprised.
You're so weird, Kyoko. Look at how he's dressed.
Yeah. So I'm just amazed. Like, they know nothing about their morals and their ethics or what they do behavior-wise, kind of privately. Yeah, just basing it on appearance.
Embark on this new chapter in our
Him
lives.
holding the
Something
paper.
not right about him. He's just freaking weird.
So he's holding the paper. I've talked about this before, haven't I? It could be a sensory thing. It could be a contamination thing. Some kind of OCD trait, maybe not pathological, but just a trait there. And listen to his voice.
Chapter in our lives.
It might just be the dub, but he's very flat, isn't he, in his
Not
intonation?
right about him. He's just freaking weird.
This guy must be what they call a mad genius.
Mad. That's what we call a mad genius.
Light Yagami. Your father is Chief Soichiro Yagami of the NPA. Your respect for your father's matched only by your strong sense of justice.
Who the hell is this guy?
You're planning to join the police, impressed by your abilities and your sense of justice. If you promise not to tell anyone about this, I have important information concerning the Kira investigation.
I genuinely think that Light doesn't realise this is L, and that's quite interesting, isn't it? Because I wonder if L was dressed differently, if he was, you know, looked smarter, was well groomed, perhaps. Whether Light would pick up on the fact that this could be L. I wonder if it is this presentation that doesn't make him even consider it. Or maybe he just thought L wouldn't have the guts to approach him in this way. Doesn't look like he's thought that this was a potential thing that could happen. Or he's
I won't
curious.
tell anyone. What is it?
I want to tell you I'm Al.
What? There's no way. What's he talking about? Stop. This isn't good. Don't act surprised.
Compose.
If you are who you say you are, then you have nothing but my respect and admiration.
Thank you. The likelihood that you are Kira is just under 5%. Even so, something tells me I'm not wrong to suspect you. But you're just too perfect.
So that's interesting, isn't it? So there's the 5% that he has somehow calculated, yet he's saying, I've got a sense that actually I'm right to watch you. So he has like this quantifiable 5% from somewhere, but also this qualitative feeling of, I think I'm onto something here.
If this guy is really L like he
Places the
says,
pressure on
then
him.
consider me impressed.
Indeed. If this guy...
And I bring that up about L's, this kind of, I keep getting caught up in this 5% thing because I'm really interested in how L is very evidence-based driven, isn't he? He's very factual driven. He'll make plans to test things, to try and get yes or no. Yes, it could be this person because of this. No, it can't be that person because of that. Quite almost binary. But at the same time, he has like this intangible felt sense, perhaps. So he isn't just driven by facts. And I think that's interesting in terms of how he thinks and how he sees the world, and how attuned he is to his own introception, I guess. Introception being what's going on for him inside.
No, even if he's not L, I can't do anything to him. If he were to die right after telling me who he was, it would only confirm their suspicions. Even if I get lucky and it isn't an alias, if I try to kill him by simply writing his name in the death note, I might accidentally picture the face of Ryuga the pop star and end up killing him instead. Is he really L? Does he already suspect that I'm Kira?
I love in this like game as well that there's so many people when they meet L have that question: is this really L? Is it a stooge? Is it a setup? There's just so much kind of play going on, isn't there?
I still don't see why he would reveal himself to me directly. I can't let him see any signs of distress. It's better if I just clear my mind.
I love the way L just lets him sit with that discomfort as well.
Nice meeting you.
No, the pleasure was mine.
That kid must come from some serious money.
Plus, he's at the top of the class. Where's the justice?
So the subtitle, which I'm guessing is taken from the Japanese language.
Top of the class? Where's the justice?
So the subtitle says, "What a jerk."
That
Let me
kid
just
must
play
come
again.
from some serious money.
Then where's
Plus,
the
he's
justice?
at the top of the class.
Plus he's at the top.
Just-
Plus he's at the top of the class. Top of the class. Where's the justice? I prefer what I heard then to the subtitle, because where's the justice? Like, that's such good kind of wordplay in there.
Hey, welcome home, Mr. Toe.
Was he just putting their shoes down, or was he lining them up? I think he's just putting them down, but neatly.
Damn it! He got me!
What do you mean?
Damn, L! I've never been so humiliated in
That
my
could be the
life!
sweat on his face.
If I kill him and it turns out he's not really L, that would be like announcing to the real L that I am Kira.
Sorry.
I want nothing more than to kill him, but if I do, it's like asking to get caught. So it's not like I can arrange for someone else to kill him. It's inconvenient. That's the flaw with the Death Note.
Light it.
Look how angry he has. He can't. There's probably two things at play here, isn't there? So remember, this isn't an analysis. This is just my initial reaction. But he can't get what he wants. He's probably used to going through life getting exactly what he wants, and now he can't get it, and that's pissing him off. It's making him angry. And also, it probably feels like L is getting closer to catching him. So there's obviously the consequences of being caught and what that would mean in terms of what would happen to him in punishment, but also he can't complete his mission. And I guess now I think about that, does that then mean that in Light's mind that L is better than him because he beat him and he doesn't want to get beaten? Light is usually calm, but he's fuming now. He is fuming. He's angry. It seems appropriate to be angry in this situation. It doesn't seem particularly dysregulated. Let's just see how this plays out, actually. Let me just hear some of this stuff again.
First, I thought once I found out his name, I'd have him die in an accident or kill himself.
Listen how quick he's talking.
It's already too late to do anything about it since he's approached me and introduced himself as L. I underestimated him.
He's got that
I never
sweat
even
there.
considered the possibility that he would reveal his identity to me on purpose. He could be telling all the suspects the
slowing
same
down, though.
thing. In fact, it doesn't. He got me. It was a good move. I'm sure I haven't seen the last of Ryuga. He'll keep trying to move in on me. After all, this is proof that they don't have anything on me yet. So this whole thing is nothing more than a contest between Al and me. This is interesting, Ryuga. If it's my friendship you want, I'll gladly accept it. And once you've told me what I want to know, there'll be no point keeping you alive. Then I'll kill you.
Pretty much L's
With
plan,
my
isn't it?
hands
But
if I have to.
without the killing. Kill him with his hands if he has to. Wow, okay, so comes home really angry because he's still slightly dysregulated from that confrontation, I guess. He managed to hold it in until he gets home. Angry presentation. Seems an appropriate response from his perspective because he thinks that something unjust has been done to him by that confrontation. There's also worry there that he's something that he hadn't planned and feels like he's getting a bit closer to being caught. You can tell by his sweat, he was speaking quicker. So we have him we have a window of tolerance. I don't know if people have come across that. Quite content in your window. When you start to come out the top, you're heading towards dysregulation. That's when you see these behaviors like sweating, those kind of physical behaviors, the maybe pacing. So external behaviors that you notice yourself doing. Internal, heart thumping, breathing rate goes up. Cognition, so you end up with racing thoughts. You can't really make sense of them. So being pushed out window of tolerance into dysregulation. And then he starts to calm again. And you can tell he starts to speak slower. And that's when the thoughts enter his head about, oh, actually, let's play this game. This seems interesting. And he lets out that laugh. An interesting laugh is something that brings you back into window of tolerance. It brings you out of dysregulation. That's why sometimes you get people who laugh at inappropriate times. It's a response to try and come out of fight or flight and go into rest and digest. I'm not sure whether his laugh was a response, like a nervous system response to do that, or whether it was he had actually thought of this, oh, this is quite interesting, it's going to be a bit of a game, and he found that humorous and that made him laugh. But it's interesting that he goes from, oh my gosh, he's getting really close, he's attacking and defending at the same time, to, hold on a minute, this actually means that if they're going this far to try and catch me, then they have very little on me at the moment. They certainly don't have enough evidence to arrest me and accuse me at this time. So he knows up to this point he's covering his tracks reasonably well. He's still a suspect, but as he points out, there's other suspects, because he says maybe Elle was doing this to other suspects. So he doesn't have to be that worried yet. And I think he reflects upon that. Has a bit of a similar moment when we saw Elle looking into the teacup, and he's like, I'm going to get close to him, I'm going to make him admit it. That's now what Light is doing to Elle. So again, we've got this game, this battle of wits. Cool, man. Cool, man. I love it. I love it. It's so interesting, isn't it? Thanks for watching, everyone. If you're on the Patreon, thank you so much for your ongoing support. It means a lot personally, because it's such a cool community that we're building. I'm being introduced to loads of new cool stuff. I love seeing your comments, the discussions that we have. I really like the live streams that people are joining in on. So thank you for that. But also from a supporting the channel perspective, it's really helpful for me to be able to continue doing this, because YouTube is such a pain when it comes to copyright stuff, and I get it. I get, like, I try to take copyright. I say I try to. I do take copyright seriously. If I ever create anything that I don't think is fair use, I just won't put it up, because I don't take the risk. It's not fair for the original creators. But with YouTube, it's not so much the fair use stuff itself, it's the process that YouTube implements in order to look for fair use, because it's all algorithms and bots. It can't really take everything into account. And this whole, you appeal it and it goes to the original creator, and then they say, no, it's not fair use, even though they haven't watched it, and I can evidence that they don't watch it, which is against the Copyright Act in itself. But then when you dispute that, it goes straight back to them again for them to decide whether they're going to allow your dispute. And of course they're not, if they didn't allow your appeal. That system's a bit screwed. But it's the way it is. It's the way it is. That's why I have Patreon. If I ever lose the channel, if I ever lose the YouTube channels, then I'm always going to have the Patreon. So thank you for being part of the community. I don't really know where I was going with that, other than just to say thank you. There we go. So let's catch up soon. Take care.